I'm so glad I'm here today. So I've decided we're going to put a little twist. We're going to add an extra element of joy. The 4 elements of joy were singing, dancing, laughing, and playing. And I'm going to hang on to that 5th one for later. So thank you, Doug, for that introduction. My focus as a coach really is to help people find more joy and more laughter. And for me, joy actually stands for the journey of you. So what's joy got to do with it, and why is it important? I think all of us will go through really difficult times in our life, and actually that's how we ended up here in Barrie. So I hadn't lived in Ontario for about 20 years. My husband and I lived in Vancouver. We moved to San Francisco. It's gorgeous there, by the way. Dallas was interesting. And purple hair does not go over well in Dallas. No. They're a little conservative, And my husband was very sick, and he nearly died. And we thought, you know what, I think it's time to come home. So we came home, no jobs. $7,000 to move back home. Didn't know where we were going to live. And you know what? It all worked out. And what kept us going was gratitude and our gratitude journal. I'm glad I don't live in Texas anymore. Thank God for Canadian healthcare and a good cup of tea. That was a consistent thing on my gratitude list. So gratitude was really important to help anchor us and remind us that we all go through struggles in our life. Sometimes we have illness. Sometimes we have financial challenges. Sometimes there's job loss. Those are things that really impede our experience of joy. How do you bring that back? So why is joy important? Well, it builds resilience. It has you hopeful. It has you shift your perspective into what's possible instead of, oh, I don't think I can do that. It's how bad do you want it, and what are you going to do to get it? All right, so we have our first quiz. How joyful are you? So your options are A, squee, or B, woo, C, eh, or C, D, shut up. So y'all can click on your little answers. We got, oh, you guys are really quick at this. So I have no idea how many people we have. Okay, so are we all done? All right. So if I click to the next slide, this awesome interactive technology is going to tell me the people in the room feel this way about it. Okay, so we have 30% of the room is a woo, kind of, or squee. Oh, squee. Who are my squeers? All right. I'm so glad we don't have any shut up people in the room. Quite frankly, they're not all that joyful to be around. So that gives you a sense of, okay, so sometimes people, now the people who said A, is that something that you feel on a regular basis? If you're feeling that every day, you might want to check in with somebody who does, joy coaching for a living. Because, yeah, joy is not the only emotion. We're going to have stress, we're going to have frustration, we're going to have anger, anxiety. Last week, I was totally filled with anxiety. I don't know. My joy had been gone. But then I found my joy again. So a lot of people think I'm always joyful. I just want to say, Sometimes I'm grumpy, like grumpy cat. Yeah, grumpy cat. I know. That's why I threw that in there for you, Sarah. So we have an interactive, okay, what country do you think is the most happy or joyful? So we've got A, Canada, B, Denmark, C, New Zealand, D, Norway, E, Switzerland, or Sweden. Did I put Sweden on there twice? Sweden, because they have IKEA meatballs. So which country do you think is the happiest? I know, it's tough, right? 47 responses. Are we ready to find out the correct answer? Okay, so these are, oh, this is interesting. So almost 20% of you think that Canada is the most happy. And the correct answer is actually Norway. But on the index of happy countries, Canada ranks 3rd. I think that's pretty good. I personally would like to see Barrie kick it up a notch in terms of their joy. We need to be celebrating more joy on a regular basis. I'm a little bit biased. So going back to the 4 elements of joy plus 1, I want to talk a little bit about singing. Yeah, because people don't think about the benefits of singing. Anybody belong to a choir? Yeah, we got a couple of choir singers. Shower singers by nod of head. Yeah, car singers, like rocking it out to the, yeah, I know Sarah likes her AC/DC. She also likes Nickelback, but I still love you. So, I'd love to know, how do you all feel about singing, and do you engage in singing? So when you sing, are you more like Frank Sinatra in that you're smooth? Or more like Justin Bieber, who can only be heard by cats and teenage girls? Or when you sing, you think you should drink more? Or D, are you kidding? I do not sing. Which applies to you? Because I want to know, because it's an important element of joy. Did you press your answers? Oh, they're still coming in. Okay, 3, 2, 1. I love this. This is so cool. Okay, so almost half of you think that you have the Frank Sinatra chops. That's pretty awesome. We should maybe have Barry Idol. Sure. And we'll have it here at SBC.
Or the SBC choir.
And then the other 43 clearly need to drink more. So when you think about humanity and how we connect with one another, and you think about the ancient art of storytelling, we've been sitting around fires for years and years telling each other charming stories. Singing is kind of like putting those stories in lyric form, you know, like the fine ballads of Nickelback. I really, once upon a time I actually worked with their lead singer.
Oh, he's a sweet.
I did. Before he made it big. He was very cocky even then. But I knew he would be big because he had passion for what he did. And he really believed in himself. And that is a huge component of being joyful, is having that passion and believing in yourself. Why is singing so good? Because you're breathing properly and you're getting all that air out. Did you know that the air in your lungs is actually 75% is stale? We are only using 25% of our lungs when we are speaking, doing our thing. And if I was doing more cardio, then I would have more fresh, invigorated air in my lungs. But the air in our lungs is actually 2 to 3 weeks stale. That's why singing has a huge health benefit to you. It also tones your facial muscles. Yes. Nature's Botox. I'm just saying. And who wouldn't like a good night's sleep? So the next time you're driving and you're really belting it out, you're actually helping yourself sleep better. Right? No?
As long as it's later.
As long as it's not
later.
Yeah, while you're driving. Hell's bells.
Yeah, I know. Sarah's really into rock music. I do like AC/DC. It's not joyful. It's like awesome. Yeah. And when you think about getting together in a choir setting, or when you're going out to karaoke and drinking because you all think you're Frank Sinatra, clearly not the case. I've been to karaoke. Not half of you can sing that well, but I still love you. I'm just saying. That brings us together. That brings a connectivity. We are bonding to people, and that boosts our endorphins, that boosts our feel-good hormones. In fact, every single one of these 5 elements of joy boosts your happy hormones. But are we integrating enough of that into our daily life? So the next one, and Shane so awesomely demonstrated that earlier. How do you shake your groove thing? Disco is totally awesome. Give me some groove or Zumba. And if Pauline Varga were here, she would say she likes to sizzle with the salsa. Or my dancing is just watching Dancing with the Stars. Or I sit quietly and judge others. I'm thinking there's a few of you that are in the category of E. All right, locking in your answers. Do you need to phone a friend? Okay, we're good. Oh, this is a judgmental bunch. A bunch of haters, that's right. So do you remember that scene from Seinfeld where Elaine was just... We all know somebody like that. It's the singing equivalent of bad karaoke. But the thing is, coming back to it, that person is filled with passion. And they really don't care. When I do my laughter yoga classes, I absolutely love and adore Julianne Henry. She has a 10-year-old daughter. She'll be 11 next month. I love her because she's that age where she doesn't care what other people think of her. At some point, we turn off and we turn into these judgmental creatures. I sit and judge other people. We judge ourselves. We judge ourselves. And that is not joyful. I just want to point that out. That is not joyful. So if you remember what I was talking about last year was how motion creates emotion. So if you're feeling sad and sorry for yourself, they always say, go for a walk. I know, right? Because it's kind of hard to feel sad when you're walking, except when you're on a treadmill. But movement, and dance in particular, really boosts your endorphins. Not to mention, it's a good workout. You are flexing your muscles, you are making yourself healthier, living longer, you're boosting that cardio again. It's a fun exercise. Who regularly dances in the room? And who regularly sits and judges others? And I don't know if you guys, I love getting these video clips on YouTube that people keep posting on my wall. Pretty much anything that's fun or related to fun, laughing, or hugging gets posted on my Facebook wall very regularly. And there was a really cool video of an 80-year-old woman auditioning. You know the one I'm talking about, auditioning for Britain's Got Talent. I think that's what it was. Yeah. She came on stage and Simon Cowell and his scowly face. He wasn't that impressed. So what, she's 80. Then she got the moves going on and it was like, wow, we're not 80. I don't think there's too many 70-year-olds in the room. Why are we not moving more? Shake your groove, shake your groove. Don't leave me hanging, folks. You can chair dance.
Oh, chair dance.
I know you all dance in your cars. So the next question is about laughing. If we were to compact all of your micro laughs throughout the day, how much does it add up to? I only ever cry 1 to 3 minutes, 4 to 10 minutes, 10 minutes a day. Oh my God, I want to hang out with you. Or I'm hysterically funny all day, as opposed to I'm hysterical all day. Because laughter is an amazing tool. And those of you who have been to my laughter yoga classes will know, thank you, Mr. Bob, huge enthusiast, love it. 10 minutes of sustained laughter is like 30 minutes on the treadmill. Again, I don't do treadmills, but I do laugh. And it's really, really great for your heart. Who goes and says, I want to do an hour of laughing every week? People like me, but not the general public. So I really want to bring your awareness to how often do we actually laugh in our everyday? Because this face is not an attractive face.
We haven't voted yet.
Oh, the results.
Oh, there they are.
Okay, no cries. Nobody cries too much in here. That's fantastic. Ooh, 10 minutes a day. So who was the 10 minutes a day people? My new BFFs. Mostly true for the women in this room, but for all people. You can fake it. You can fake laughter and still experience the health benefits. So it's increasing your blood circulation. It's giving you oxytocin, not OxyContin. You need a prescription for that. It is antiviral. It is anti-aging. I am 73.
This is great. I'm so tired.
And you've all been laughing, so that's really great because laughter combats depression. And they did a study that showed actors who portray sad characters for a prolonged period of time start to exhibit the symptoms of depression. That whole fake it till you make it, there's a reason why we have cliches, because they're true. So if you don't feel joyful, go and force yourself to sit through some comedy. Maybe not open mic night because we're still working on our material. But, find something that really makes you happy, something that you enjoy doing. In fact, while you're feeling good, make a list of 10 things that you really enjoy doing, because when you're feeling kind of you're not going to remember what's on that list because you're going to be like, everything sucks. In that voice too. We all sound a little bit nasally when we get sucky. Don't we want to have more laughter in our life? I'm seeing some amens.
Amen.
Amen. Now we're going to move on to play. So you may have received some Play-Doh or some blow bubbles or some noisemakers. Can I hear the noisemakers in the room? Fantastic. Good job. Good job. What was your favorite childhood activity? Eating paste? Playing with Play-Doh? Lego, of course. Hopscotch? Skipping rope?
I love skipping rope.
Or playing dress up?
Oh, dress up's so much fun.
I was going to bring a tiara just for you, Shane. I'm so sorry that I forgot the tiara. All right, so 3, 2,
I haven't got my
2.5. Okay, I'm going. If you missed it, you missed the boat. Boop. Boop. I also have sound effects for every occasion. Whee! Okay.
And survey says?
Survey says skipping rope and Lego.
I think we need to do a check on girls and boys, men and women, how you want to rate them. But
I suppose we can break it down by gender, can't we? Ooh, this is pretty cool technology. So we've actually been engaging in play. We've been playing. You're like, what? But you're learning too, which is the sneaky thing. They say that play actually stimulates the creativity in your brain. It's really great. So when you take play away from a child as a punishment, you're not doing yourself any favors. In fact, as adults, we need to play more. When we're kids, how much fun do we have engaged in play, making macaroni art, playing with sandboxes and finger painting? I have a painting in my house. I was very angry when I made it, and I did it with one finger. And it's my favorite finger painting piece of art. But it's all about connecting with that tactile experience. It's about engaging in that, you know what, I'm not going to think about the mortgage. I'm not going to think about my self-employment income. I'm not going to think about those things. This is just me being present in the moment. That's what laughing, dancing, singing, playing is all about. Being present in the moment. You're all here being present in the moment. Some of you are on your phones. That's not being present in this moment, but you're being present to your moment, and that's okay too. So at what age do we stop playing?
Never.
Oh, I've met some people who've lost their play. Now there are people who go skidooing, they go boating, they do fun things. That's engaging in play. But there are so many people who've given up on this idea of play. They believe that they no longer deserve to have fun. And those are the people that I really want to reach out and touch and say, you can have play at any age. I love it when I see 80-year-olds getting down in the dirt with their grandchildren and playing with the shovels and the buckets. I love that Donna makes owls because she loves it. Who here has something that they do that's fun that they love? I'm so happy to hear that. And who here doesn't? Do you want to have more fun? Yeah? Is this making you think like it's maybe more Play-Doh time? Macaroni art, date. We might even cook it after and have some dinner. No, not the stuff we glue. So one of the things, I feel like my mission being here in Barrie is about bringing joy and being playful and having fun. And somebody said to me last year, can you actually make a living at this? And I said, I'm going to try. I'm going to try because I believe that there is a lot of room for all sorts of different entrepreneurs here. Everybody from picking up poop to money coaches, which is kind of the same. No. Sometimes it's poopy to look at your budget, but I always feel gratified when my stuff is in order. Sorry about that, Charmaine. I still love you, seriously. I'm a comedian. I can't control this. So that brings me to improv. I will actually be teaching improv classes in the park this summer. So if you want to come out and play, come and talk to me, because it's about letting go and saying yes and seeing what's possible and not shutting yourself down to no, can't be done. I took improv last year for the very first time. It was the best 2 hours of my week. I just couldn't wait until Wednesday to roll around because it made me laugh and it made me think about, okay, so what are we doing next? It gets me engaged in that state of curiosity. And we all need more curiosity in order to engage in more joy. Brené Brown, I love her. Who has not heard of Brené Brown? No. Highly recommend. Yes, thank you, Jessie. We need bubbles. Feel free to blow your bubbles if you have bubbles. Brené Brown talks about shame and vulnerability. That's her thing. She's a researcher in shame and vulnerability. She has this really great book called The Gifts of Imperfection that I absolutely love and highly recommend to a lot of people. And one of the guideposts for wholehearted living is she talks about cultivating a sense of rest and play. We very much live in a culture that is very work-oriented and success-oriented. What does success look like? Is it that really big house that you can't afford? Is it living in a smaller place but doing lots of fun things? Is it traveling? Is it making owls? Is it going off to India and Israel? What is it that is success to you? And how do you bring it back and how do you ground yourself? Cultivating a sense of rest and play is one of the guideposts to having a wholehearted life. I love her. Okay, so anybody want to guess what the fifth element is?
Sex.
I walked into that one. Well, this is a different kind of touching. Hugging. So, how many of you know that I'm a professional hugger? Yeah, you should all now know that I'm a professional hugger. When I came to Barrie, I thought, this place needs more hugs. I don't know. Doug's a great hugger.
Yes.
Just plugging for Doug.
Doug, are you holding back on me?
So I organized something called Free Hugs Barrie. Now, Free Hugs is a movement that's been around since 2003, and a guy just stood up on the street with a sign that says Free Hugs. And people thought he was weird. Some people walked past, and some people hugged. So we organized 14 huggers over 4 hours at Kempenfest, and we hugged over 2,000 people. We made tens of thousands of people laugh because they thought we were crazy. But I tell you, there was one woman there that had not had a hug in 10 years. Yeah, it's beyond sad. It's tragic. But we don't think about that. If say you're a solo entrepreneur and you happen to be single as well, and you don't have any family around, what are you going to do? Give me a hug. Maybe not. Maybe you're not a super huggy person. But hugging is really important because that skin-to-skin contact with somebody, that actually boosts your happy hormones. That helps balance your nervous system and your glands. It boosts, again, that oxytocin. That's good stuff. This is all stuff that helps reduce your sense of isolation and anger and loneliness. So if you're feeling lonely, connect with people, expand your social group. I mean, Barrie's got some really great stuff going on, including free hugs. And World Laughter Day is coming up. I've got something planned for that. Because again, hugging, laughing, singing, playing. How many hugs a day are you getting? We got none, 1 to 2, 3 to 8, or I hug everybody that I see. Oh, I guess that's just me.
No.
Mr. Bob and Sarah, okay. Hugging your dog.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'll give you that.
What's this tag there? Oh.
You guys were really quick on that. You know your hug stats. Dun dun dun. This is so cool. Okay, so 3 to 8 hugs. I would love to know, I probably should have put on there, who hugs more than 12 hugs a day? Okay, that's a small group of you. You need 12 hugs a day to thrive. So if you've only got that one person, make sure you're hugging them at least once an hour. Or maybe hang out with more people. I was going to say get more friends, but that sounds kind of mean. That Joy girl, she's really mean. She just keeps rubbing it in. So what does joy have to do with it? Awareness. Be fully present in the moment. Are you waking up with an intent in your day to create joy? What is your affirmation for the day? How do you want to show up? Because when we show up and we wake up in the morning and we are grumpy, and you're like, this is going to be a sucky day. Guess what? Guarantee it's going to be. So if you wake up with your day and you say, I'm going to make this the most freaking joyful day of my week, and you're purposely looking for things where, oh, there's joy, there's joy, there's joy. It's astounding. It kind of has this multiplier effect. Singing, dancing, laughing, playing, hugging. It is all about connecting with other human beings. And I know some of you don't like other human beings. Sometimes I don't. But it's really important to our heart to connect with other human beings. Joy is a lifestyle. It's like going to the gym. You got to work at it. This whole joyful thing, like I said, I'm not always joyful. I work at being joyful. I surround myself with amazing people, and sometimes I hang up on people who are grumpy. So I'm going to go really quick because I know we're running out of time. So joy cocktail, feel-good hormones, bonding, tolerance, forgiveness, good stuff comes out of joy. Joy cocktail party, you all like to drink. Slide number 2. I saw you like to drink. No laugh. That's like being a stand-up comic. Oh, wait, I am. When we feel good, we want to affect other people. Huge benefits. So if you show up joyful in your job, you're going to be attracting more clients because everybody likes a confident, joyful person. Nobody likes a grumpy pants, to be honest. Cost to your benefit, blah, blah, blah. So if you only looked at one slide and you weren't paying attention, if you only looked at one slide, just know that the 5 elements are absolutely essential to your joy being. And that elemental joy experiences bond people together. And if you're not getting enough, reach out, connect with somebody, make a play date, go and make macaroni art. Choose joy and commit to making it part of your life. So if you'd like to know more about joy, I have a joy zine you can sign up for. We're doing something really cool for World Laughter Day. And at the end of all of it, choose joy and have an amazing rest of your week.
La 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 la.